This is Mako. Um, Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Leave any feedback or comments below, and I want to make sure that I'm providing content and helpful tips and tricks. So your feedback matters a lot. So I've been getting some questions around rain marches. So I want to go ahead and show you my setup that I use for raining either other keeps, or I also use it for controlling buildings. For me, it is super effective, and hopefully this is something that you can use as well. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and increase my march size. Make sure you always use the senior march size increase 200% for when you're setting up your presets. That way when you get into Battlefield, it works without issue. Alright, so here we go. First of all, we're going to start with our generals. It's really important that you use a general. I am using Gao, a general that has standard buffs, so not attacking buffs, just standard buffs, because when you're raining, you are not always attacking, and it's really important that you have those extra buffs when needed. So you can see here he has pretty decent overall ground troop buffs. I use skill books like ground troop defense, HP, and ground troop attack. I'm pairing him with Idun, and I'll show you a little bit more on him in a minute. But Idun is great. She increases range troop and siege when it's outside of the main city, so this works great for raining or buildings. Alright, so let's get into the march here. I have all T16s unlocked, so if you don't have T16s, you can do this with 15s as well. But just want to scroll. I'll scroll slowly so you can see, and I'll talk a little bit about methodology. You can see I'm using pretty mixed troops with a little heavy on some of the ground troops, and I'm also pretty heavy within my top tiers here, right? Then we start getting down into the lower tiers, and you can see that I have it set basically for everything else at 100,000. Alright, so like I said, kind of ground troop heavy. What you'll notice here though is on my T13 Archer at 1.7 million. This is a killer. Most people, when they scout, will attack this with mounted, which is not a bad idea. Lots of high level ground troops, not a lot of high level archer, but there's enough archer here that it just kills those mounted troops easily. My buffs are also strong enough to be able to withhold a ground attack, and I also have enough mounted in here in the upper layers to go ahead and take out a ground attack. So anyway, this is what I'm using. Let me go ahead and show you his gear real quick. This may or may not be helpful for you, but I have found that this march in particular is extremely effective. Okay, here he is. Okay, he has all kinds of crazy stuff. Here we have the Fern Cousin. Got ground troop buffs stacked up on him. I have 2 of those for a set. I have 2 Sashian, which actually helps with range and siege. And then some Aztec. Okay? And you can see I actually have some mixed buffs as refines. So what this helps me do is make sure that I balance between the different marches, because I have a mixed march in this rain. Hopefully this is helpful. Give me, again, any feedback, and let me know if this helps you the next time you rein somebody or control a building. Thanks.